creeping nearer. She saw the blood running down the window. She had to carry Susie out of the bus, now. Beth struggled to move Susie to the end of the seat, then stooped to cradle the woman against her chest. When Beth rose, she staggered back a few paces before something deep inside of her drew the strength she needed to the surface. She moved forward, glancing at the seats to make sure they were empty. When she reached the steps off the bus, the driver came into sight. "Clara's missing." Sam halted at the bottom of the exit. "Did you see her?" "No, but take Susie, and I'll go look for Clara." "Sure." He climbed the steps and took hold of the injured woman. "Take my flashlight." As soon as she could, Beth whirled around and headed back down the aisle, trying to remember where Clara had sat during the ride. Why hadn't she seen her earlier? As she made her way toward the rear of the bus, she again searched every seat, even underneath each one with the flashlight. No one. Over the sound of the fire, Beth called out, "Clara, where are you?" What if she was hurt? But where? She'd look. She remembered 7-year-old Clara had a favorite blanket that she'd brought on the trip and carried it around with her that first night. She'd never spent the night away from home and had been scared on Friday. Beth headed for the bags at the back. If she recalled, Clara had been sitting a couple of rows from where the suitcases were. "Clara, I'm here to help you." Beth coughed as the smoke seeped into the interior of the bus. "Please, Lord, help me find her." "Beth, have you seen Clara?" Sam headed down the aisle. Beth reached the stack of belongings. "Not yet." "The fire's spreading." She heard a noise coming from nearby. Crying? "Clara?" The weeping grew. Beth homed in on the sound and found Clara buried among the duffel bags, clutching her blanket. "Come on, sweetie. I'll take you out of here." Beth handed the flashlight to Sam, then scooped up Clara and headed as fast as she could toward the exit. When they were out of the bus and hurrying toward the group of children and chaperones, the resonance of a siren signaled help was on the way. Beth released a long sigh. With Clara clinging to her, Beth finally reached the others. "We need to move further away." Sam pointed in the direction they should move. Still holding Clara, Beth followed the group. Halfway there, another explosion blasted through the air, shaking the ground and taking Beth to her knees with Clara still in her arms. The next day, Beth hobbled to the front entrance of her house and looked through her peephole to check who was outside. She smiled and opened the door. "Anne, it's good to see you." Her neighbor from 2 houses away held up a casserole. "I've fixed you dinner." Beth stepped to the side. "Come in." "Where do you want me to put the dish?" "In the refrigerator for later. I really appreciate the thought." "How do you feel?" Anne opened the fridge, set the meal on the top rack, then shut the door. "Okay." Anne shook her head. "I don't believe you. You're limping. You have a knot on your forehead. I'd say you aren't all right." "A few bumps and bruises. A doctor at the hospital checked me out. I'll be able to go to work tomorrow. Would you like coffee? I made a pot when I got up a few hours ago." "If you let me get it for you." Beth nodded and took a seat at her kitchen table. Anne poured the coffee into 2 mugs, brought Beth hers, then sat across from her. "I tried calling you before I came over, but it went to voicemail. I left a message, so ignore it. I wanted to make sure you were all right." "Thanks." Beth's cell phone buzzed on the counter by the door into the hallway. "You can get it, don't mind me." Anne took a sip of her drink. "I'll enjoy this coffee. You make the best." "That's okay. I started receiving calls at 6 this morning." "Why?" "Because I found a little girl and got her off the bus before it caught fire." "I can understand people in town wanting to thank you, but 6 is a little early. Did you get any sleep last night?" "A couple of hours. Most of the calls were from the media or people I don't know. At first, the ones I recognized from my friends, I answered them. But then it got to be too much. Too many were unknown callers. I found out you were hurt when I saw a photo of you on the early morning news. Not long after that, I got a call from the pastor since he knew I lived near."